that's y'all thing. That's all in my head.
They done passed me with that one.
Yeah.
There we go. Hello, world. You know the name, you know the game, King Nino. I'm here with the lovely and ambitious Racquel Reid. How you doing today?
I'm good, Nino. How you doing, man?
Man, I'm great. I can't
what's up.
complain.
That's what's
So
up.
let's jump right into it. So let's start off by telling the world a little bit about yourself. You know, what is it that you do?
Well, my name is Racquel Reid. I'm the CEO/founder of Class First Events. Class First Events is a socially responsible full-service event planning and consulting company. Basically, I curate classy events that also have a positive impact on the community. In addition to that, I'm a social worker. I'm a licensed social worker, so I'm constantly helping people on a day-to-day with their various issues. So.
Let's tell the people where you from and how has your city inspired you?
Oh man, well, I was born in Jamaica, West Indies. My family and I came here when I was 5 years old. I grew up in the Bronx, kind of like in the height of I came here in the height of the crack epidemic. Grew up in the Bronx. I recently moved to Harlem about 4 or 5 years ago. So now, it's a lot of gentrification going on. I would say the biggest influences are, I have a Caribbean background where, it's completely different than the American culture. So, in the Caribbean, it's way more communal. So it's all about bringing people together and, really, it's literally like a village, taking care of everyone.
Yeah.
Everyone is looking out for everyone. Versus here in America, it's way more individualistic and like every man for themselves, so to speak. So I think I kind of took both and blended it into one. And, I'm able to just, living in New York, it's a melting pot, and I'm able to just, go get whatever it is that I want to get because it's a very ambitious city.
So, along with your city, you spoke a little bit about your influences. Who or what else do you find, inspiration in, or who has influenced you thus far?
As far as like influences, I'm influenced by like a lot of the youth, because, our youth nowadays are very hungry and they're not afraid to try various things. Back in the days, it was like you had to have a niche of something that you was really great at.
Yeah.
But now, the youth are doing so many different things and they're really creative. And I think that kind of keeps me inspired to try whatever it is that I want to try, because you know what, if I don't try, how do I know whether or not I will fail?
As an entrepreneur, as a black woman here in America, not to try to direct that answer, but what has been your biggest obstacle to date and how did you overcome it?
Oh, wow. I think, personally, I represent 3 very marginalized populations. And I think, you have the whole Black Lives Matter movement, right? That's been getting a lot of publicity. But I think, someone like me, no one's really like paying attention to me, so to speak. I'm kind of like the underdog, you understand? Yeah. But at the same time, I also elicit, reactions whenever I try to be, when I kind of walk into a room and kind of let people know, listen, I know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm here for a purpose. And I'm going to deliver the message that I'm trying to deliver. It kind of like shocks people because it's kind of like, wow, we weren't paying attention to you before, but now we are, you know?
So going back to your entrepreneur endeavors and, being an entrepreneur, once upon a time, it wasn't something that people aspired for or aspired to be. And you starting to see that, this movement coming where people want to own their own. So like, when did you decide that you wanted to become an entrepreneur?
It's funny because as a kid, for me, it was just like an attractive lifestyle, like people are always busy, like I would see all these videos where people got like a beeper and 2 cell phones and, they kind of like navigate in between both. But I always liked the fast-paced lifestyle.
Yeah.
And at the same time, I always wanted to create opportunities for other people in my community because I thought that was important. So, I didn't necessarily know how to do it, but I knew that I had the willpower and the drive to do it. So, yeah.
Okay, all right. No, I totally agree. Like for me, myself, it's really that same idea about creating opportunity for other people that normally we wouldn't get. So we got to be the change that we want, right?
Exactly, absolutely.
And we back. 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 Hey, this ain't no intro. This the entree.